Well, hello and hi, Scott.
Well, hallo.
Oh, thank you. That was very nice.
Wie geht's?
Sehr gut. Danke.
Bitte. I don't know how to respond to that.
Alrighty. So, our opening question of the day is, or the episode is, have we become so focused on doing Disney, using air quotes, that we've forgotten how to experience Disney?
Ooh, that's a deep question
It
for
really
opening.
is. Yeah.
I honestly think it's probably the other way around.
Tell me more.
Like, we are so focused on the atmosphere and the experience of the parks and the ships and all the things that I think we forget that at its heart, it's a theme park. Mm-hmm. And a theme park comes with attractions and rides and meltdowns and all of the things that come with an amusement park. Mm-hmm. Just admittedly done 1,000 times better. But I think we sometimes have flipped that to be so immersed in the experience that we forget about the amusement park of it.
I agree, because full disclosure, I've said many times before that I could go there and not do a single attraction and be perfectly happy.
Right. So why go into the parks?
Right. I've also proposed that idea too, where we just go stay at a resort, not do the theme parks, and I'd be happy with that too.
Mm-hmm. Until you get there and realize I can see the Magic Kingdom, yes, but I can't go into the Magic Kingdom.
Like, the castle is right there.
As we drive by Animal Kingdom, and you're like, well, but my favorite bar is in there.
Right.
Or we go by Epcot, and you realize, oh, I can't get a reservation for GO82.
Right. Okay. So our discussion today is going to revolve around, are we losing the magic of Disney?
Okay.
So buckle up, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and come along for the ride.
We'll catch you on the flippity flip.
Hey, welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
And I'm Candace. We're here to chat all things Disney as child-free Disney adults. Stories, snacks, and a little magic along the way.
Grab a drink and get comfy and come hang out with us.
All right, Scott, welcome back to another episode.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So today's episode was triggered, I guess you could call it a trigger, maybe, or inspired by a conversation that you had earlier this week.
Yeah, a couple of things that I think triggered my thoughts for this episode. So let's start with the one that's furthest past first.
Okay.
But I'll go through both the reasons why I started asking this question.
Yes.
First, we started off this episode speaking some very bad German.
Really bad.
But
at least we're trying.
We're trying because we're going on a trip to Germany and Austria. Uh-huh. And when we first started planning this trip over a year ago, the thought process was, let's go spend a couple days in Paris, at Disney Paris. Mm-hmm. And some point along the line, we said, nope, that's not in the cards for our 2-week trip. Let's undisneyfy this. And
which was a little extreme at the time, I gotta say. I scared myself a little bit with that decision.
Yeah. So we undisneyfied a trip. And then just this past week, I was in a conversation and somebody was super excited about going to Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. I asked the question, oh, you're going over there for how many ever days? I don't even remember how many ever days now. I said, are you going to get out and see Tokyo? And they said no. And I was, my gabbers were flasted.
Your flabbers were gasted?
That too. Whatever. However you want to say that.
You got so flummoxed by that.
Yeah. Because you're flying how many ever hours to a foreign country to see an American version of that foreign country. and not getting out and experiencing the culture and all that the city of Tokyo has to offer. And I'm not yucking somebody else's yum, but I could not imagine myself doing that.
I can.
Right, so we'll get into that, but that's why we want to have this discussion, because as I was telling Candace about that, I'm like, am I losing my Disney magic?
No, I don't think you are. But we'll delve. That's what this episode is all
Right.
about, is delving into this conversation and trying to figure out what exactly is happening to us.
Right.
Listeners, as you're listening to this episode and this discussion, consider, would you only stay inside the Disney bubble if you were going international Disney? Or is exploring those international countries part of the adventure? So think about that as we move through our discussion. Look us up on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all the places, and leave us an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know what you're thinking. We want you to be a part of the show.
Yep. So let's talk about first what we mean by the magic, because we
Okay.
all know that Disney magic means different things to different people. You could think about the immersive storytelling, which that's pretty much the foundation of any Disney thing. Cast member interactions, which is some of our favorite things.
Yep.
Discovering the little details, which, again, big part of it. The family traditions of, I came here when I was a kid. Now I'm taking my kids, except we don't have them. And I actually didn't start going to the theme parks until I was an adult.
Right.
So there's that. But it has been a tradition in our family with you and I.
Right.
Trying something new, and then part of the anticipation before a trip can be magical as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so when I'm talking about losing the magic, I talk about even as recently as 4 or 5 years ago, every vacation decision was based around something Disney. Every trip that we took was based around something Disney. And just being locked in that familiarity, being locked in the knowing what you're going to get and knowing that you're going to have a good time because it's sponsored by Disney. Or, yeah, I think that's what I mean by magic, is the magic is kind of all encompassing. Almost you get that feeling of we're not going to have a good vacation if it doesn't involve Disney.
I think there is some part of that. And I think, to your point, there is a certain level of comfort. And with you being married to somebody that's a little bit neurospicy, if I can hold on to that comfort piece of things, I'm much better than if everything is completely new. Just because I know that I'm going to be able to rely on that one comfort, constant piece of stuff that I know.
Right. Right. So yeah, and that's where I'm thinking, like, are we getting to a spot? And as you were talking, it gave me an interesting perspective. Maybe Disney helped us figure out how to be better travelers. It used to be about, yes, we're going to Disney because of the theming, the storytelling,
The cast members.
But now we're at a spot where when we branch out, we can still look for immersive storytelling. We can still look for all of those. What's the word that I'm looking for? We can look for
Disney elements without it being branded.
Yeah, like Disney without being Disney.
Right.
Like the paying attention to detail, paying attention to the how things are done, how people treat you, how, like, all of those things. I wonder if the years of doing Disney have helped us kind of figure out, okay, that's the type of traveler we want to be. And now Disney doesn't have to be a part of it because we now know how to find some of those comforts that you love in Disney while still being in a completely different, uncomfortable environment.
Right. And fair or not, I think the expectations that Disney has helped us establish as far as what we expect for base level service base level experience, that sort of thing, detail, storytelling, all of that. I think fair or not, that's what we hold everything accountable to, even if it's not Disney.
Right.
The only thing that opens us up to is disappointment because the whole world is not Disney,
Right.
unfortunately, but fortunately as well.
Right. Yeah, and I think, so that's what I mean when I say magic, is just that all of those things that Disney does so well. And when I say I'm losing that magic, I'm also asking myself, is it me that's changing or is it Disney that's changing? Like, is Disney making it easier for us to slip away?
And I think that we've had bits and pieces of this conversation in previous episodes. And I have to be careful when I word this because it's going to come out sounding a certain kind of way. And I don't want it to sound that certain kind of way, but it's going to because of what it is. But I almost feel like we're outgrowing Disney a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean when I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's fine. And if it's going to be a comfortable vacation where we are grounded and where we know exactly what we're going to get into, is it going to be the best trip ever? Probably not. Is it going to be a fantastic trip? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're realizing that the world is actually a bigger place than what mouse ears encompass.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing for me is, are we letting ourselves be hamstrung by Disney vacations and missing out on all that the world has to offer? And I think that's my concern with my still, and you may have this planned for later in the episode, but with my still, we're doing a Disney cruise next May, and my comment about, well, we're going to get another placeholder while we're on that cruise, right? So, but I think that's some of that, again, we talk about that. We're talking about that placeholder because we want to experience something new. We're talking about, oh, we need to get on more of the Disney ships because we want to see how it translates into the bigger class, knowing full well that we love the smaller class. We'll do Disney Paris. We might do Disney Tokyo. We might do Shanghai. We might do some of those in the future, but it just might look a little bit different from, this is going to sound like it's a negative thing, but it's not meant to be. We might do those a little bit differently than a Disney fanatic would.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the other thing, like when we talk about that conversation I had where they're going to go spend how many ever days in Tokyo without seeing
Tokyo.
Japan. I don't want to yuck somebody's yum. If you are somebody who is going to be super uncomfortable breaking out of that bubble, you still get to see another culture. You still get to see another part of the world. You still fly into Tokyo International or whatever the name of their airport is. You still are going to be seeing attractions in a foreign language. You're still, some of those kind of things are still there. So I don't want to knock anybody who would do exactly that. I'm going to go see a castle. I'm going to go those kind of things and stay in Disney hotels because, again, you know what service you get. And you're still getting a little bit of the culture. I just don't know that I could do that.
Okay. I get it.
You said you could.
Yes.
Let's explore.
Okay. Again, for me, I think it's a comfort thing. Like the transition into someplace that I've never been before, especially if there's a language barrier or something like that, I need that comfort to hold on to. And for me, like the first time around, I think the differences in the cultural celebration within the park and the hotel is going to be enough for me to get a first taste of it. Once I'm comfortable there, though, I would branch out. Like if we were to go back, I would branch out. But it's just that, it's kind of like what we've had before the conversation about safe space on the cruise ships with trying new food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm comfortable and I feel safe, so I'm willing to try escargot. I'm willing to try
Right.
some of the things that I've not had before because I know what's backing it up and what Disney, I don't know, feels like, I guess. Or the safety that I feel around Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get that.
Yeah. And maybe I've just done enough traveling for work and that kind of thing that, and we've talked about that. Like when we do our Europe trip, we're talking about, I don't want to do just the touristy things.
Oh, 100%.
I want to see how that culture lives. I want to understand a little bit of how they do what they do and why they do what they do, and put myself in a position
You
to.
taking all of them with you?
I am all my personalities, every single one of them.
Super. Look forward to that.
But I want to put myself in a position where I can ask questions and be curious. And why do you do it that way? Help me understand what I'm looking at, or what we're doing and why it's important. And you make a big world smaller that way.
Right. Because it is a small world after all.
It is.
But to that point, too, I think some of our interactions that we've had with cast members and some of the relationships that we've developed with cast members have helped with that.
Yeah.
Like by understanding people that live or were born in different places than what we're used to. It's just, it's wanting to understand more of a worldview and not just be stuck in our bubble, not the Disney bubble, our bubble
Right.
of Middle America.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the rise of the Disney bubble and talk maybe about why people stay inside of Disney
Okay.
as opposed to outside.
Okay.
So we've got the convenience of having a resort pretty much right there.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation, we've talked about that before. And until we stayed off property at Disney World a couple years ago, we didn't understand what a flex that free transportation actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Safety. Like once you get inside that bubble, you're pretty safe. I mean, you got to watch, you have to be aware just like any place else. But there is a safety factor to consider.
Mm-hmm.
You're already spending thousands of dollars for your tickets and all of that kind of thing. So I guess why not spend a little bit more to stay in a Disney resort?
Mm-hmm.
There's also a fear of missing the Disney experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's your first time there, wanting to maximize park time and Disney experience time.
Yeah, and I think, and this is where maturity gets me a little bit, because the Disney bubble, in air quotes, they make it as convenient as possible to stay in their parks, in their bubble, in their resorts, in their shopping areas. Because the minute you leave their bubble, you're giving money to somebody other than Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So that bubble was created on purpose.
Oh, very intentionally.
You look at any brand, you
Yes.
look at anybody that tries to sell you something, they try and sell you more than one product. Insurance companies try and get you to bundle things. They'll give you a discount if you have more than one product. The smart lights will give you discounts, or it makes it more convenient if you have more than one product. Odessa devices around your house link together to make everything more convenient. That is all in the name of trying to captivate your money. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's like when you talk about Hollywood studios, maybe the more we vacation at Disney, the more I'm seeing that the whole thing is just a money grab. And I always joke that Disney is really good at parting people from their money.
And happily.
Yeah. And maybe that's where I'm getting a little bit about, like, yes, the bubble is convenient, but it's supposed to be.
Right. It's done intentionally. It's
Right.
not it's not for guest experience or guest comfort or anything. It's
Right.
to part you with more of your money in
Right.
a very happy way.
Right. You smile while you're handing over your next paycheck to Disney.
Yes.
And I think that is, I don't know that I don't have a problem with that,
No.
because I'm with you. Like when we're staying on property, I want to be on property. And like if we were to go to Tokyo, I'd want to go to Tokyo and probably stay at a Disney resort. But if we're going to be there for 10 days, I'm not getting 10 days worth of park tickets.
Right.
I'm getting 5 days worth of park tickets, and we're going to go explore. We're going to have Japanese food in downtown Tokyo. We're going to go look at Mount Fuji. We're going to go look at all of... Is Mount Fuji even near Tokyo? I don't even know.
No.
But like, you get what I'm saying. We're going to
Yes.
go do some of those things. We're going to go see the Japanese architecture. We're going to go see that's where, like, and maybe I'm probably not Disney's ideal customer.
I've thought that before, like, especially with some of the changes that they've come up with over the past couple of years. I feel like we are no longer their key demographic.
Right. Did we grow, again, so I'll ask the question, did Disney change or did we?
I think we did. Well, I can't say that 100% because I think it's kind of been both. Because they've been making changes to where, like, it's more restrictive than it used to be. And it's more just not us.
Yeah, it's more pay to play.
Yeah.
Where it used to be you could go have all these fun, great experiences for not much more, if any more money. Or you could make a decision to not spend more money and still have the same or close experience. Whereas now, I think they're to the spot, and every company that's trying to maximize profit will eventually do this. Everything becomes a microtransaction.
Yep.
And in order to have a good time, and some of that is, again, we bag on influencers a lot. Some of that becomes, oh, you can't have a good time unless you do this. And you can't have a good time unless you do this is a $300 per person experience.
Right.
Oh, you can't do this unless you are park hopping to all 4 parks in a day or whatever. But I think that's where some of it comes in, and we don't travel that way. Like, we're willing to pay for good experience. We're willing to we're willing to pay for differentiated experience, but what Disney is asking you to pay for it as a differentiated experience no longer feels like it should be differentiated. You know what I mean?
Right. And if you do pay for it, it almost feels to me like it's not, and this is probably my own bougie expectations of everything, but it doesn't feel to me like it's actually worth the extra money when you actually pay a buttload of money for the extra experience. It doesn't feel like it's worth it to me.
Right.
But again, that's my self being bougie.
Right. Squirrel moment
Yeah.
for this episode, and I don't mind going here. One of the things that was just running through my head, an experience that I would be willing to pay for that would feel like an elevated experience,
Yeah.
would be something like private transportation, wherever you wanted to go.
Like a constant minivan at your beck and call.
I would be willing to pay
Yes.
a lot for that. But I think the other problem is that from a logistical standpoint, there's a lot of people like me. They would be like, oh, I don't have to get on a bus. I don't have to get on the Skyliner. I don't have to do this. I'm going to bitch and moan about it the whole time, but I'm going to pay for that.
Right. And we do.
Right. But I think, like, eventually then you don't have buses running because you might as well just set up an entirely private car transportation service, which is inefficient.
Right.
Or they have to price it at such a place where now I feel like, okay, it's not worth it for that. Because they have to price it at a place for the operational efficiency. Maybe I'm just learning too much about how business is run.
That could be.
Because, like, if you were to say it's an extra $2,000 for your trip and you get private transportation to and from the parks, I'd sign that deal all day long.
Would you though?
I would.
Okay.
Everybody would sign that deal. Except for the diehard, like, nope, I'm spending as little money as possible people. I think folks would grab onto that. And then all of a sudden, you'd have to have an entire fleet of vehicles that takes maintenance, all of that stuff.
But so let's take that back to what you just said. There is a group of people that are ride or die. I'm going to spend the least amount of money that I can on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the expectations of those people are, I deserve to have that private transportation. Why is it priced in a manner
Right.
that I have to spend more money?
Right, that I can't do it as cheap as possible.
Right.
And maybe that's
our problem.
That was my light bulb moment.
Okay.
Maybe it's not Disney.
It's us.
Maybe it's not us. It's not us, it's you.
Me?
No, other people.
Oh.
Like those Disney fans that all they do is bitch because a price went up. Oh, the price of that cookie went from $4.50 to $5. I'm never going to Disney again.
Okay.
They're just trying to rip us off. They're money grabbing. They're cash grabbing. You know what? Yes, they are. And you're still going to go back next month.
Well, I'm still sorry. I am digging in my heels with that Gideon's Bakery cookie crap. I'm not paying $6 for a cookie.
Right. Even though it's as big as your head.
Yeah, but I don't need all that.
Right. But
Now,
that's
a $19 drink at Geo82, I
right.
need that.
Yes, I need that. But I think, like, as you think about it, entitled Disney fans are what's making me separate from Disney a little bit.
So it's just gotten to the point where you can't get past that because it's so... What's the word I'm looking for? It's so embedded in the culture anymore that you can't get past it.
Yeah. That I'm getting there.
Okay.
Because there's moments when you don't feel that. And maybe that's where, like, I just need to stop following the Disney subreddits. I need to stop following Disney sites on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because you'll get to a spot where somebody posts a funny Disney meme and half the comments underneath it are just people being snarky a-holes.
Yeah.
And that they think, oh, if Disney creates an experience, they have to create it for me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, Disney does not have to do anything. If they put something out into the universe, it doesn't have to be marketed at you. You don't have to be able to take advantage of it. If they want to put something out there that costs $1 million that you think looks cool, put down $1 million or quit your bitching. And so many people are like, they would see Disney release $1 million experience and be like, great, now I have to do that and Disney's just trying to steal my money.
Like, but do you?
Right,
Like,
you don't
have
have
a gun to your head.
Right, the whole Lightning Lane thing. And I get people, it used to be free, it used to be paper, it used to be all these things
But
that people
people
have.
ruined that.
Right. They have all that nostalgia for what it used to be. Mm-hmm. But now they're charging for it. And operationally, there's some things that are wrong with it, but they're always trying to improve it and make it better.
Right.
While they're trying to maximize profits and that kind of thing, because Disney is not a not-for-profit company.
Right.
And so by being entitled to think everything that happens on Disney property has to be able to include you is ruining Disney for me.
Right.
Because I don't even think about the things that I don't get to do, in air quotes, or choose not to do.
Well, and that's, I think, a big part of how we've kind of settled into the way that we travel is, like, we look at things that we think are going to create memories for us and add value. And when I say value, I don't mean money value. Mm-hmm. I mean memory value. I mean experience value. I mean something that's going to differentiate this particular trip from anything that we've ever done before and
Right.
probably will ever do again.
Right.
That's where we find our value. It's not in the street cred for the gram or a post for Facebook or anything like that. And I mean, frankly, aside from our Hangar Bar site, we don't share vacation pictures and stuff on Facebook and all that anymore, just because it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we were there. We knew we had a great time. We know the story behind the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or what anybody else cares.
Yep.
It's our experience and our vacations. And I kind of love that,
Yeah.
actually. Like, that's a pretty freeing feeling.
Yeah.
To be able to say, yep, we had this experience. It was awesome. Here's a picture. We're going to blow it up huge and put it on our living room wall.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody gets it, fine.
Right. Somebody asks about it. It's a fun story to tell.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree. And do you remember, like, as we think about how we've changed the way we vacation, do you remember when adding an extra park day seemed like the perfect way to add on to a vacation?
Yeah.
And now instead of an extra park day, what if we were to go do this?
Yeah. Or how can we work a break day?
Right.
Like, what are we want a break day. How do we work that in?
Right.
And do we need more than one?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Totally.
And so going back to like the fact that we're skipping Disneyfying our Europe trip.
There
I
are
think
still elements.
There's still elements because we're going to go see
Neuschwanstein.
Neuschwanstein Castle, which is what Sleeping Beauty Castle was based off of.
Yes, that inspired Walt.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is that just became a logistical nightmare. We only have so much PTO time.
Right. And
And
we only have so much energy. We're not
Right.
as young as we used to be.
yeah, because we were talking 2 days in Vienna, 2 days in Paris, or 3 days in Paris, 5 days in Germany, and a day or two in Salzburg. And all of a sudden it just felt like we were going to be running everywhere and we weren't going to make the right kind of memories if we spent all our time on a train.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why we did that, is it just logistically we wanted to calm the trip down a little bit. Calm it down.
Calm it down.
Calm
it down.
it down.
Calm it down. Calm it down.
So, yeah.
So how much of, and I think we've kind of been dancing around this, but, and I know that we talk about this a lot, honestly, of you and I specifically, like digging in our heels and rallying against the theory that you have to do everything.
Yeah.
Like you have to rope drop, you have to have every ride, you have to eat at every festival booth, you have to have every popcorn bucket and every limited time souvenir. Help me through the thought process behind that and maybe why we are so against that kind of behavior.
For us, I honestly think that's because we are just more chill people than that.
Yeah.
We don't get ruffled about anything. We're never, like, I don't remember the last time we were truly in a hurry to get something done.
No.
And I'm okay with that. Like, we've gotten ourselves into a good pace where life doesn't have to feel fast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. Enjoy the moments, enjoy the time. The amount of time and moments you have on this earth are limited.
And not guaranteed.
Right. So if you spend all your time thinking about what's next, how can you really live in the moment?
Mm-hmm.
And even when we go balls to the wall in Disney and go on more attractions than we thought we could or thought we would, what's one thing you notice about how we do that? It's not that we have planned that we're going to do all these things. It's as we're walking by, oh, that line's short, let's do that. Oh, that line's an okay length, let's do that. That queue is cool, let's try that. It's never okay, it's 10 o'clock, we have to be here. At 10:03, we have to be here. At 11:07, we have to be here. That's why I think lightning lanes are getting less and less our speed, because it shoehorns you into not letting things happen.
That, and when it's in the purest sense of a lightning lane, you don't get immersed in the story.
Right.
Like, you are there purely for the ride part of the attraction.
Yes.
And you don't get the story at all.
Yeah. Some of the queues, they've done an okay job. Some of the queues, they've done an okay job. But for the most part, you're bypassing, like I've talked about, like, Rise of the Resistance, I think the Lightning Lane is okay. Not as good as the full queue. The single rider on that one is dumb. We've talked about that. The single rider line on the other Galaxy's Edge ride is dumb. And it's just, yeah, I think you just don't have the opportunity to catch those moments.
Yeah.
If you have everything planned out to the day. And I think some of that, again, is Disney's fault, but I think it's entitled people's fault of saying, I have to do it all. And the only way to do that is have a master's degree in park planning and rope drop to close and be on the move constantly.
Day.
Like, oh, we spent 35 minutes at lunch instead of 25 minutes at lunch. Our entire schedule's thrown off.
Yep.
Bullshit.
All right.
It's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, I think a lot about that, particularly at Epcot, where the name of the game seems to be, we're going to drink our way around the world. Without actually getting into those pavilions and exploring how beautiful they actually are and what's actually involved in all of them, because each little one is amazing.
Yeah.
Norway's not as good as it used to be, but I'll keep my opinions to myself for once.
For once. Today.
For this 5 minutes. But no, it's like getting past that surface level of, and maybe that's it. Maybe it's not so much what other people expect your vacation to be like. It's what you want your vacation to be.
Right.
And I think it's so important that people are comfortable enough to say, I don't necessarily need a picture with a purple wall.
Right.
And I don't normally like XYZ particular food. I'm not going to spend the $12 or $15 to get a picture for Instagram and then throw it away.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that's another thing that I'm like from a Disney, like not having to do all things Disney or doing Disney in a very us kind of way, is a lot of a Disney vacation is everybody's doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. There's no opportunity. Like we talk about making the trip your own. There's a very narrow tunnel of making something your own when you're doing a Disney vacation.
Yeah.
It's a little easier on cruise ships because you can get off the ship and do excursions. You can wander around ports and that kind of thing. But at the parks in the bubble, there's only so much different that you can do to make it your trip. And I think we're at a spot now where Disney has taught us a little bit more about how to look for good theming, how to identify food that we like and enjoy, how to utilize transportation in a way that's more efficient, how to plan our trips. This Europe trip that we're planning, this is the first time we put a spreadsheet together for a trip. And I don't think we would have gotten there had it not been for kind of, let's think about this like a Disney trip. And what are the buckets where we have to be, and let's map them out in a way that we know what's going on.
Right. And there again, we've even approached it from what are the things that we have to do? Like, and when I say have to do, not like it's Gundy or ribs, we're going to die if we don't do these things, but it's things that we really want to see and really want to take part in and that kind of thing, versus if we get to see this other thing, great. If we don't, fine.
Yeah. If we're not feeling it, we don't do it.
Right.
And maybe, and that's, again, as we've been talking, I don't know when you're wanting to wrap this one up, but I don't know that we're losing the magic. I don't know that I'm losing the magic. And I say that because I still love the storytelling. We're booked into a cruise already. We're going to do another one. We're talking about how to get to Disney parks around the world. We're talking about when we go to Disneyland, all of those kind of things. We're still going to do a weekly podcast. We're still going to, all of those things that kind of make us Disney people, we're going to continue to do. But I'm just like in that existential crisis of, am I losing it a little bit? And I think some of that is just wanting to venture out and have different experiences.
Right. And I don't disagree with you there. And I also think that the kind of Disney that we love and the kind of Disney adult that we are is a purer Disney than what's available now.
Right.
Where it's more based in the storytelling and based in the traditions and based in actually creating the magic for not only us, but for other people.
Right. Yeah.
And not so much of the merchandise, kitschy IP all over the place.
Right.
Garbage that we're seeing now.
An example of how our vacation coming up is getting Disneyfied a little bit is one of the things that we chose as a have to do is a laser light show story in a church. Mm-hmm. Which, as we were watching a preview video of it just to make sure we'd like the experience, I turned towards you and said, this feels like Disney.
Mm-hmm. And it does, completely.
And so we'll get some of that. And I think those are the kinds we know that we like that kind of storytelling. We know that we like that kind of immersion. So we'll seek those things out and know that that's going to add some comfort and a place for us. And I think it's just a matter of making sure that we can continue to expand what we do. And you had even talked at one point about maybe we look into some of those Vacation by Disney.
The Adventures by Disney trips. Mm-hmm.
And get out a little bit and still have that Disney feel or that Disney coordination, mm-hmm. but still see parts of the world that don't just have a castle sitting in the middle.
Right.
Or if it is a castle, it's a real castle, not a facade of a castle.
Right. So yeah, there's options, and I don't know if maybe it's that we're losing the magic for Disney overall. It's maybe that we're losing the magic for Disney parks.
That could be. Well, we'll just have to go back to a Disney park and test the theory.
I guess so. Dang it. Shoot.
Shoo.
So let's wrap this one, but let's put some final thoughts into this. So, listeners, if you flew halfway around the world to visit an international Disney park, would you stay inside the Disney bubble, and why? Or would you discover more of the country that particular Disney park calls home, and why?
Yeah, we'll post that question on our socials too.
Yep.
So come out and interact with us.
Yep. Again, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit.
Yep.
All of those places, we're there. And if you come out and interact, we'll interact and have a good time.
Yep. You're a part of the crew. We want you to feel like it.
That's right. So maybe Disney isn't losing its magic, and maybe we are not losing our magic with Disney, but maybe the real challenge is remembering that magic can exist both inside and outside the castle walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great phrase.
Okay.
It's a great way to end it. And remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And we'll see you real soon.